It's time for the Margin Matters Minute with Money Man Jason Brown.
All right, welcome back to another edition of the Margin Matters Minute. My name is Jason Brown, and today we're talking about how to make $1,000 your new zero. So what do I mean by that? We're talking about building an emergency fund or maybe a cushion or margin in your checking account, right? So when you start thinking about what's going on in America today with the way that people manage their finances or spend their money, 40% of Americans cannot come up with $400 cash for an emergency situation, and 7 out of 10 Americans, that's 70%, people do not have $1,000 cash on hand in a savings or an emergency fund account. So what we're going to do to fix that, right? So I've actually seen several people recently suggest this, and actually my wife and I were subconsciously already doing this in our budget and in our checking account. Is what we do is we over budget, right? So we over budget our expenses, which I talked about in a previous video, which I can link below if you guys want to see that. But what we do is we take, like, for example, our mortgage is $750 a month. We round it up to $800 a month, right? So just rounding it up to the next whole number will help you create more margin in your checking account and in your budget at the end of the month. And then each month it's going to accrue, and you will have more emergency fund or money left over in your account. So when people talk about making $1,000 your new zero, what does that mean? So basically what that means is instead of having $0 in your bank account, the $1,000 mark is your new zero. So your account should not go below $1,000 threshold. And why is that? That's so you can have that extra money in there in case of any emergency or there's always going to be additional expenses that come up every month that you're not expecting. It doesn't have to be an emergency. It could just be something like, oh, I forgot I have to go to the dentist this month, or oh, I forgot my son needs new school clothes, or something like that, or my son joined a basketball league and we realized he didn't have any basketball shoes, so we got to go get him some basketball shoes, stuff like that. There's always going to be unexpected expenses that come up every single month. So the idea is to build that extra money into your account and view that as $0 when it's actually $1,000. Now, you're going to say, well, Jason, $1,000 is a lot of money to just have extra in your bank account or your checking account. And of course, I agree. So this isn't something that most of us can do overnight or build to that point, over a month or over 2 months. It's something that you will build to or accrue to over time. So the idea is to always have over budget, always have a little bit of extra money. Maybe it's $50 or $100 or $200, whatever it is each month. Even if it's $25 a month, just let it build over each month. And then over the course of time, when you get to the point where you look into your checking account and you say, I have over I've paid all my bills this month, and now I have $1,000 still in my checking account. That $1,000 that's your new zero, right? So that's your zero. That's your base. You don't want to go below the $1,000. So you can view it that way. It will be extremely helpful for you to always have extra money when needed, right? So for all those extra expenses that come up. So that's the idea. So over budget, any extra money you get, just leave in there. Just forget about it. Just leave it in there. Let that be extra, right? So if you get a bonus or, work extra hours, work some overtime hours, whatever it may be, just let that extra money just sit in there and let it build each month. So that way it's going to accrue and it will get to that $1,000 level before you even know it. So, it might take a year, it might take 6 months, it may take 2 years. Whatever it is, it's going to be worth it once you reach that plateau of the $1,000 mark, because then you will not have to worry about, hey, my car won't start and I need a new battery. Well, how much does a new battery cost? Probably $125 or oh, I just ran over a nail and now I need a new tire, so that's $100. So these things are going to happen to all of us, right? So this is just another way to prepare you, to help you avoid swiping the credit card, to help you avoid going into debt. And it's an insurance against debt. Having that extra money, that emergency fund, that extra $1,000 just sitting in your account as the baseline is going to prepare you to avoid paying costly interest rates on swiping a credit card. So that's the tip for the day. I hope it was helpful. I think you can do it. We've been able to get to that point. It took some time. Actually, we kind of did this subliminally. We weren't really doing this intentionally. And then I started seeing a lot of people in the personal finance world talk about this, and the light bulb kind of went on in my head, and I said, "Oh, make $1,000 your new zero." I think that's what we're doing, but we never really thought of it that way. But I guess this is a new trending topic, so I just wanted to share, how we've been able to do it. And hopefully you will be able to do it as well. So if you have any tips or ideas on how to do this, please share them in the comments, and I'd love to see them as well. So this is Jason Brown saying I appreciate your support on my videos. If you want to continue to support me, you can subscribe or like. Also, you can check out my website, yourmarginmatters.com. Where you can see all my blogs and information about my book, Margin Matters, there as well. So until next time, Jason Brown saying, remember, it's not the amount of money you make, but the margin that matters the most. See you next time.